And hello test, and we're recording. Alright guys, welcome to another video I guess, featuring Scott. Or would you like to introduce yourself real quick?
Sure. Hi everyone, I'm Scott, also known as Mario 64 Master, and I'm the player in the video you'll be watching today.
The new world record holder. We're gonna take a look real quick. Oops. It's so sick, bro. It's so sick. It's so sick. So today, guys, a little special episode. We got a professional target test speedrunner from the community right here. And today, for the ones who are really interested in that kind of content, he will actually break down to us why this run is so difficult, the different strategies, the different frame timers. We will take a look at the different targets, and we have an expert right here, which is very good. For the ones who are wondering why I didn't upload any YouTube video recently, I'm trying to get the whole run myself on the keyboard, and we are very close. We make it till the last target. So I would like to ask you, Scott, for the first target, what is the best possible time, or what is the first frame that you should input something? Because I think you can input something before that red bar runs out, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a bit of input lag in the game, but in terms of when the game can receive inputs, you're going to want to do the jump on the first possible frame. So it's like when the go actually appears, that's like the first frame that you can jump. It might feel like you're pressing it a frame or two earlier, though, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like I'm pressing it right before the red bar ends. So let's take a look at the frames. Like from my feeling, I'm pressing it here somewhere, but maybe that's because the game it needs like a little bit of time till the game reads the input.
Yeah, that's right. You have, I don't know, depending on what you're playing on, 40, 50 milliseconds of input lag, so it could be a few frames there. But the go appears, that's when it's actually receiving
Ah,
first
okay.
input,
So
so
this
that's
is
when you
like the
jump.
but we can't really see if you input it here, right? But we can see on the input display that you're inputting it on that frame on the bottom right. So you're good here.
Yeah, the input display might be, desynced from the video by a frame or two, it depends. So it is hard to tell because this stupid go is big and in your face, but for the rest of the video, we'll be able to see more easily. Yeah.
Okay, so we get this, and then the first target is obviously a full hop nair and trying to drift onto that platform thing, like with up and right input, right? So
Yeah, I use up and right just to kind of not have quite full momentum. You don't want to go too far to the right, but
yeah,
just to
yeah.
make sure you land on the platform.
So we got the up and right input, full hop nair, and we kill the first target at this frame. It's and the timer still says 0000, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, the game gives the first 40 frames, the timer is still at 0. So.
That's so sick. But now we still have to fast for egg cancel this, right?
That's right. Well, you don't have to fast fall, but it's optimal in the strat. It saves a frame or two. There's just a little bit of distance to fall back to that platform.
So we can see you're holding down and right here, and the egg cancel is there. Okay.
Yep, there's the land.
There's a land. This is like the most optimal that you got here.
Yeah, that's right. This is a jump crouch. You can see the timer says 0.01. That's the fastest you can get for this part.
That's so sick. I remember my first attempts had like 0. Like the 3 or 6, right? But you got the best possible here. So now we got a full hop, and we are holding this time the gray stick up, right, to buffer the double jump, to buffer the jump after landing with a no impact land.
Yep.
So here, obviously, to get a buffered jump. And guys,
that's another stick jump.
Oh, and guys, for the ones who don't know, we're looking like to get the lowest possible wall jump, the second one. So we have this. So do you aim here for a specific spot, or do you just do it by feeling?
Yeah, I would say it's all about the feeling of the timing, right? So that double jump that we just did, it was 1 frame late, but that was fine. And then I'm just thinking about rhythm. Like 1.00 is the best time to do the wall jump, and yeah, it was just 1 frame slow in this
Okay,
run,
so
which is not too bad.
we're only 1 frame behind so far. That's pretty good.
Yep.
So, and this wall jump, and as I said, the lowest possible, and look how low that is. And when you try these runs yourself and you get a start like that, you can already tell after grinding that this has potential, right? Because it's super
Yeah,
low, super smooth.
yeah. I mean, it's hard to see in full time, but after you grind this out for thousands or well tens of thousands of runs, you start to get a feel for like how low was the wall jump, for example.
It's
Yeah,
so sick. And now we need the frame 1 up there, right?
that's right.
This is frame 1 up there. And directly holding to the left to pull back the momentum.
Yeah. Actually, if you rewind to the frame of the up air, I just want to show real quick where the stick, the input display will show the stick kind of up and left. So if you go just a couple more frames,
You're going
one
up
more.
here, up and
Yeah,
left.
one more. Okay, yeah, this one here. So this frame is really important if you look at the bottom right, the controller input, where the stick is like it's up left or a little bit more up than it is left, and that's the frame that the up air is actually going to come out. There's a little bit of left drift alongside doing the up air, and that little bit of drift just on that one frame helps you get more left than you would otherwise. So it's a pretty important frame to get just the right input.
Otherwise, we might touch a platform while fast falling, right? The
That's
fast
right.
fall is very, very difficult because we get this up air now, and we have a lot of frames where we can fast fall. Do you know the best possible frame where we should fast fall here?
Well, in a perfect run, it could go as early as 2.23, but I think in this video it's close to 2.30 is when I actually input the fast fall because I was a few frames behind at this point.
So in theory, TAS or frame perfect run would fast fall here, right?
Yeah, just about.
Three, 3 frames before you did, basically. So
Yep.
the good thing is we need to fast fall first and then the nair. And I remember you told me something about hit lag on this particular target.
Yes. So if you go back to the frame just before hitting the target, there's a very specific position if you hit the target where it's kind of like just below and to the right, kind of like between where Falcon's legs are. Yeah, one more frame forward. Yeah, so this one right here, I'm a little bit further left than optimal, but there's basically 3 hit bubbles of Falcon's leg, and you have to hit with the correct hit bubble. So this was just a little bit too far left to work, and so it gets the 5 frame hit lag, but it's possible to get 4 frame hit lag if you're positioned just right.
It's so correct that you like know that you could have been saving 1 frame here. No one
Yeah.
would be able to tell. This is so impressive to me. And we get this, which could have been in theory 1 frame faster, barely avoiding this here. And we see that on the gray stick, you don't drift here anymore because you don't want to land too far on the left, right?
Yeah, we just want to let the natural air acceleration slow you down just enough. It puts you in a good position for landing on this platform right here.
So we land here at about 3.08. A good time to aim at for the ones who want to try it out is like 3.1. The fastest possible that I ever landed here was 3.05. And I think you did it 3.01.
Yes, that's very, very rare. It's like twice ever, but I have gotten as low as 3.01. Yeah.
This is the best possible a human can get probably, right?
I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible to do 1 frame faster, but I don't see how I could do it with my hands.
because you don't have you don't have the C stick, right? Which is a huge handicap, I would say. It's so difficult.
That's right. Yeah, so for people who don't know, we're playing on totally vanilla here. There's no C stick. I'm using a totally vanilla GameCube Smash Ultimate controller. So, yeah.
So these guys are playing the game on extra hard mode, and I'm with my keyboard. I just want to get this run done on easy mode, but it's still very difficult. As you can see, how precise.
They're getting there, man. They're getting there.
They're getting there, but the inputs are very precise. So now we need a dashback short up nair. And can you tell us a little bit about how many frames we need to dashback here?
Yeah, so on this particular move, you press left. On the first frame, he actually turns around, and then there'll be 2 frames of actual dashing. So there's the turnaround frame, 315, and then there's the first frame of dash, second frame of dash, and then it should go into the jump squat from there. So that was good. Sometimes you'll only dash for 1 frame instead of 2, and that will give you slightly less velocity while you're actually moving through the air here. It's going to make you land short on the ramp platform, which that's usually like a good 3 frames of loss if you don't get that extra dash frame.
When I'm doing this, I'm still holding to the left. Does does that not matter? Like it has no impact what you do with your stick now because I keep
Yeah,
holding to the left.
it has absolutely no impact. So the way that it works is that when you're doing a dash jump, the velocity that you're moving through the air depends on the stick position in the last frame of jump squat. And once you leave jump squat and you're flying through the air, that velocity will basically be consistent whether you're neutral or left. Of course, you could hold right if you wanted to like cancel the momentum, but neutral or left there'll be no difference.
That's so sick. So you land pretty much in the middle, and if he would have dashed one frame less, he would have landed very at the low part of this ramp, which kills the run, or it kills a lot of time at least.
Yeah,
Uh, so we try to land on the ramp as high as possible because then he doesn't need to dash. So pretty good landing here, as you guys can see. So now this is also very complicated. There are a lot of frames where you could jump now, and we don't jump here with the left input, right? We do again the trick where you input or you change the gray stick direction at the jump squat, right at the end.
that's right. That's right. So we had to jump after about 8 frames of dash. I actually did 10 frames of dash here. So you'll see I jumped from like the very, very top tip of the platform, but
So
which was a bit higher.
so the foot
Yeah.
sticks out a little bit, which is not that good, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can see, yeah, the little
This
tip
one.
of Falcon's front toe is sticking out, and that's on the first frame of jump squat. That's kind of a bit too high, but it barely worked in this case.
So it would be better if you jumped a frame sooner, right?
A frame sooner, or maybe even 2 frames
Oh,
sooner, would have worked in this case. Yeah.
okay. So and we can see that you're angling the gray stick up and left while like you're pressing jump and up and left, and I also do that on the keyboard. And this changes the whole momentum basically of the following drift. It's very important, right, to get this exact up and left jump, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, if you pause at the 436 frame, that last frame of jump squat is the frame that the velocity of your jump is going to be determined. And so the stick is just about up left here, which means that the velocity will be flying through the air towards the next target is it's not as fast as a full like dash
Yeah.
jump left.
And it's important to, because that also means you can get a better position and drift towards the platform after double jumping, right?
Yes, if we had full momentum left here, it would be hopeless to reach the target up and to the right of
Yeah.
where we're going next.
So you hit this around 450, holding the gray stick to the right.
Yep, trying to cancel some of that forward momentum here.
And now you time your jump input so this is not buffered. You press the jump button.
Yep.
Jump back air. And now this is a soft hit, no hard hit, and then pass for auto cancel, right? Tell us a little bit about the positioning, about the momentum.
Yep. So there's a lot of subtle left and right momentum and velocity going on here. So we did our jump to the right. We jumped right with full rightward velocity, but we don't want to land with too much rightward velocity because that will cause Falcon to sort of slide rightwards on the platform as he's landing. And if you still have rightward velocity and you're sliding, the next running jump to the left that we're going to do, the velocity will actually counteract his running speed. So I'm actually holding left. You can see in the input at the bottom right, we're holding left. Yeah.
Guys, that's something I didn't know, but he told me and showed me, so I can show it real quick because it's very important. So let's just show that real quick. So if I do a back air,
Training mode, Captain Falcon,
and I keep holding to the right, maybe we can show it with the input display. So let's see if we actually get that slide. So I'm doing this back air, right? But I keep holding to the right, and you see that my character is still sliding to the right.
Yep.
That's exactly what you mean. And this is the reason why you hold to the left to kill that momentum. I didn't know about this. This can be important if you back air opponent end of stage, and you try to combo and dash short up air. I don't know, let's say you combo Peach or whatever. And it's actually better sometimes to kill momentum, and sometimes it's not better because we will see on the next following targets that he doesn't kill the momentum. That's something that I never really thought about. It's genius. So
Yeah.
momentum is killed here, and we will see that you don't slide that much to the right, or maybe you
Yeah, all these frames, all these last few frames, I'm killing the momentum, so I'm undoing that rightward drift, and so when I land on the platform here, I'm almost straight down, almost falling straight down.
Yeah. It's so crazy, bro. It's so crazy. And look how close he is to that little edge. But you somehow still get the follow-up. This is so impressive. So we get a dash
Yeah.
for 1 frame only, right?
Yeah, in this case, it was 2 frames of dash is typically a bit better here. It gives you a bit more velocity to basically reach the next platform, but it worked out. It worked out here.
Only 1 frame and then directly the jump. So we got a nair after 1, 2 on the 3rd frame. From my personal experience, later nair is better to reach it. If you try to frame 1 nair, that's very difficult to hit the target.
Yep.
So, and again, bro, how are you not? You're not holding to the left because you wanna get no knee, right? Otherwise you will get a knee.
That's right. And again, this is the same as from the ramp.
Yeah.
Once you're actually in the air, your leftward velocity is already determined by how many frames of dash you had in the exact stick position when you lift it off.
Never thought about that stuff. It's so cool. Oh, that is so close. Because you told me you once got stuck on that platform with a good run, right?
Oh yeah, it's definitely possible. If you rewind just a couple frames and look and show people how close he is to like bumping into the platform. Yeah, if we go nice and slow here. Yeah, you're pretty much touching it. You're like barely clearing it. So I've arrived here up to like maybe 4 frames faster, and when you're that fast, you definitely kind of bump into this platform and it sort of holds you back for a couple frames. So this is actually the main bottleneck of the strategy, right? This was not my fastest run up to this point by any means, but this bottleneck, it prevents you from passing the moving platform until that platform has moved low enough. That's what's gonna sort of equalize the runs to some extent at this point.
So sick. And also at the beginning, sometimes being too fast, you can miss the dash shot up nair, right? After the target 4.
That's right, target 4 is moving up towards you, so you can miss it if you're too fast, basically.
This is, for me personally, this is the hardest part. The full hop nair, touching that, and now this input. The end boss of this run. Look where he's landing, here. And what do we need to get here? We need to get the up and left jump, right?
Yes, so for here, depending on where exactly you land, it could be 1 or 2 frames of dash that you want. And then...
you dash on the first possible frame after landing?
It was kind of like an awkward stutter step where he did a frame of walking before a frame of dashing, I think, for this one. So we can take a look. So there's 4 frames of landing lag. And yeah, that frame right there is like a walk frame. So the stick, I pressed left just a little bit late. So it was like 1 frame of walk and then the first frame of dash here.
Is this because you don't have 100% 1.0 cardinals when pressing to the left?
Yeah, I mean, if you watch the stick input at that time, it'll probably be like somewhat left, but not totally left for a frame, and that's what does
that determines the warp, right?
Yeah, yep.
So you got the up angled, and this up, it's very difficult, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that have to come together here. So you have to be in a good horizontal position, like jumping pretty close to the left of this platform. You can see Falcon's foot was pretty far left. You need the first frame up air, right? Which is going to give you the only chance of hitting this target without being too high.
So this is the frame perfect input, the whole thing?
Yeah, frame perfect input, and the stick's position is pretty precise, right? Like the stick had to be at sort of an up left angle to have that speed left.
Otherwise you won't hit it, right?
Yeah, if you keep going forward, you'll see that his toe just like barely hits this target on the next frame. Yeah, that hit bubble is very close to missing the target. It's very precise.
What were one of the older strategies of hitting that target without that up there? How did they do that?
I mean, we used to land inside that moving platform and then do a dash full hop knee.
I remember that, and then the double jump wall jump.
Yeah, that's right.
I see. So this is the newest strategy right now, right? The fastest that we have.
That's right. The old strategy kind of capped out at about 7.30 or so. I mean, there could be a frame or two down, but we have to move on to the harder and harder strategies to get a chance of really beating the records at this point, 23 years after the game came out.
That's so sick. And this the last target, you could have hit it a frame or two earlier?
Yeah, if you look at where Falcon's top leg is, it's kind of angled up and to the right towards
Yeah.
the target. But it is possible to hit it 1 or 2 frames earlier in the animation. It all depends on, you know, the exact velocity that you got towards target 9 and then how well you jumped back towards the right for target 10. This
sick.
could have been a 7.23 or even a 7.21 with like really good positioning, but you know, you take what you can get.
I mean, you broke the world record. You have it right now.
Yep.
Do you think that someone will get it? 721, 723 in the next month, probably.
I mean, I know 1 or 2 people are still working on it, right? There's Jenkum, who is the previous world record holder. He had 7.28, and he's definitely still keen on working more on this strategy. There's actually another strategy that is probably a few frames faster than this that we spoke about prior. It's like a short hop through the moving platform for target 8. So
guys, to show you what the next strategy probably is gonna look like. It's very, very hard to do that now. Maybe you can like tell us how difficult it actually is. So let me just lower the volume. It's killing my ears.
Yeah, the positioning for this is super precise.
So we are talking about getting a short up nair through this, but also landing on the left side, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it looks like that, but
I can't even get it. It's like it feels like so difficult. Why is it so difficult? Is it also a frame perfect input?
yeah, again, it's more than frame input. It's more than frame input perfect. It's not just about jumping on the correct frame. Of course, you want to jump at the very left edge of this platform, but you know, certain positions that you start at are just not going to be possible because you really have to jump from the very left pixel pretty much of this platform.
So it's like a pixel perfect.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I tested this in TAS and like the tightness of the positioning, like the game measures distance in units and it's like fractions, tiny fractions of a unit. You have to be within like, I forget, 0.1 units of the edge of the platform or something like that to even have a chance of landing it.
So if someone gets a decent run with this, he will have a very strong world record, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, I think the potential for this is a good few frames faster than the one that goes over the moving platform. So, and I know, like, I haven't practiced this yet, but I know that Jenkum hasn't, like, he hasn't had a full run come together, but he does land it occasionally, like when he's practicing. So there is potential there.
I can't get it at all. It's so ridiculous.
I mean, it comes
it
comes down to the jump position and like you have to press A a little bit later, like near on like the 5th or 6th frame in the air, like because the exact position of his legs when he's landing, if his leg is still like sticking out, it kind of helps him land on the platform easier.
That's ridiculous hard. So I probably nair way too early. Yeah, maybe
So hard to see.
Because my muscle memory is obviously built for frame 1 bullshit. Always frame 1, you know. Also the up airs, it's always frame 1. That's why if I have to delay certain inputs to hit a target, I really struggle. I won't get it. It will take me a good amount of hours to get it, probably.
Yeah, there's a lot of muscle memory grinding needed for something like this.
It's hard to only short hop towards the end. It's very tight even without an aerial.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Alright guys, I will link you guys his YouTube, the new world record, the old world record. Guys, if you would like to, they can join the Discord, right? It's a public server.
Yep. We can send an invite link to the Smash Stadium Discord where we chat about all this kind of stuff for people who are interested to join.
Very awesome. If you guys have questions, write in the comments. They are very helpful. A lot of people help you directly if you just have normal questions. Strong labors out there. Single player, not because I tried to ask some in-game situations. It's kind of hilarious.
I'm pretty much very experienced with tassing and looking at frame data and all just on the single player stuff, but if you want to know like interactions between players, I can't help you there.
That's so awesome, bro. I really appreciate that you took your time to explain the sick run to the viewers. And,
Yeah, no worries.
I really, really appreciate that. That means a lot to me, actually. And
Cool,
guys,
no problem.
thank you. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye bye.